to the Bridge podcast, where we immerse you in conversations about wellness through the bridging of 7 unique tracks. Move, pause, taste, choose, seek, expand, and learn. Our goal is to transform people's lives through a holistic approach on wellness.
I'm your co-host, Steve Pere, fitness and wellness manager at The Bridge, and our co-host as well, Miriam, nutritionist and wellness enthusiast at The Bridge. Joining us today, our CEO and co-founder, Khalid Nahhas.
Thank you for having me.
Khalid, can you introduce yourself, please, to our audience? Tell us about your mission and vision behind The Bridge and how it came to be what it is today.
Okay, well, we have to go way back. First of all, I'm an architect, and I always introduce myself as an architect, and I leverage design towards doing all kinds of businesses. This one is by far the dearest to my heart because it involves the lives, let's say the quality of lives of so many people. This journey towards wellness started really early in my household, having to deal with a special needs child. Soon after, we discovered that what we do for my son as a lifestyle will make all the difference. And through that journey, I discovered functional medicine, or what they call today lifestyle medicine or network medicine, where everything is connected and everything affects our health. You know, whether it's serious or light, it's always back to the lifestyle. So today you hear, before I get into the bridge, I just want to close highlight some of the concepts of lifestyle or medicine as a lifestyle. We know today that your genetics is not everything. Genes turn on and off based on how you live your life, the lifestyle you adopt for yourself. And what I mean by lifestyle is how you sleep, how you breathe, what you eat, how often do you move in terms of exercise, how do you take care of yourself in terms of your environment, the toxicity, the water you drink, the air you breathe in your home or at work, and so on and so forth. So it's this holistic awareness and holistic, lifestyle that affects the quality of your wellness. Hence the bridge, bridging all aspects of life into one thing that's called lifestyle. And this is what we set out to do here as a program.
Okay, so it started from a personal, interest in wellness, and then the concept came to life.
Yes.
And how did you come up with the 7 tracks that you've mentioned? How did they come together?
Yeah, I mean, I have to be honest here. Early on, I wanted to do basically a gym. That was in 2003, 2004, and I launched a project that was just almost as large as this one, but it was mostly a gym, and there I dabbled with organic food and the spa. But it was not designed with what I know, or I had to do further research to put together the bridge. It did not have those ingredients, but basically it was set up as a different business model. Between back then and I sold that business in 2008, and by the time I launched this, I discovered many new things about wellness. And of course, some of them had to do with our research, my research and the team that was with me, but also my own personal experiences. And some of them were actually quite severe, from having an uncle who was fighting cancer, where I had to do a lot of research on functional medicine and what functional medicine or biological medicine can do for my uncle or for cancer, to my brother who was in deep depression and was basically suicidal, and again, what functional medicine or natural naturopath do for somebody like him, and also myself. I had a diverticulitis, a very severe infection in my colon, and so I experienced some very, very interesting protocols that are not as severe in their intervention. They're more humane, I would say, and they're again more have to do with simple approaches to recovery. So again, they took those protocols that I came across, and they were mostly in Switzerland, to be honest, at a medical center as well. Had to do again with what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, how long do you sleep, and you know, looking at your toxicity in your body, how can you get all that toxins out of your body through natural chelations and other lifestyle elements, including sleep. I mean, when you sleep, you're actually also cleansing your body. We can talk about this as well a bit later. But between doing that first project and the bridge, I discovered many things out of hardship, out of struggles.
Yeah.
And I felt it is essential to complete the entire offering, you know, from just move, which is mostly about fitness and movement, and taste, which is nutrition, organic food, which I've been in for many, many years, to actually including also other things to deal with stress, which is number one killer, things to do with toxins. So we have choose, so you choose smartly what you buy, what you put on your body. You know, in Europe, they banned 1,300 toxins in body care products and cosmetics, while in the States, they only banned 6 chemicals, which is outrageous. Okay, so we really have to be careful with what we put on our body. To seek, you know, which bringing people back to the outdoors and to the power of the healing power of nature. We know today, based again on studies, that you can balance the ionic composition at a cellular level in your body by just being bare feet and on ground. Okay, that's doing that for 20 minutes. It's almost equivalent to 1 hour of exercising in terms of what it does to your body circulation and the deep penetration of ions into your cells. And more. There's a lot more you can get from the outdoors, like vitamin D from the sun. That's another obvious one. Then go on to the next one, which is expand. Expand is you know, immersing yourself in the moment, you know, being light about life, but also you know, enjoying the power of music, the transformational power of music to release again the happy hormones in your body, the power of socializing, which is another aspect in expand that we would try to cultivate here at the bridge. As a community, you know, the love you can bring into a community between one another, sharing stories, sharing humanity, but also always in the presence of good music, you know, good books, good art, that elevates the quality of life. So we're living and enjoying the quality of the moment, okay, that is healing in it, and there's science also behind it. And also the last track is learn. I felt it essential. If we're going to appeal to the community and grow this community, there is nothing more than the power of conviction. Okay, so if I can give you all the science behind what we're doing for everyone, then I can definitely have your buy-in, and through empowerment. I'm empowering you through knowledge. And you know, add to that we can not only we need to tell you about what is behind all the 7 tracks, we need to tell you much more. You know, we need to tell you about, for example, the mattress you might be sleeping on that could be emitting toxins that you need to replace into something more natural. I need to tell you about filters for water that you should probably invest in to get all this microplastics in the water that is triggering all kinds of new diseases. So learn is really a pillar here at the bridge, and I encourage obviously everyone to take part of it as much as the other 7 tracks.
So basically, people maybe they think that, you know, to lead a healthier lifestyle, they need to exercise or eat healthy. And here, what you're trying to create is actually something beyond that. So tackling really all the aspects of a person's lives, even going to their, I mean, theoretically going to their household almost, and tackling everything that they're using in the household, whether it's toxic products and even the clothings and all of this, how that can interact with someone's genes and, you know, lead to certain diseases that we don't know of. Because people think that, okay, the diseases are heart disease, diabetes, but there are even smaller diseases that maybe we don't know of, or conditions, and are caused from leading toxic lives, right?
Absolutely. It's a total shift of a mindset. I always call it a paradigm shift, okay? Everybody must know that wellness is not about exercise alone. It's not about just eating healthy alone. It's about shifting your entire mindset to adopt this 24/7 outlook on everything you do. You need to question everything you do in a joyful way. I mean, it has to be sustainable, so it has to be joyful. And then believe me, once you learn the bridge philosophy, you will know that there is a joyful approach to this. This is why I say the bridge is humanizing wellness, or it's the science of wellness made joyful. Okay, so it has to be all about baby steps, about shifting slowly but systematically until you adopt this entire mindset that is absolutely essential to avoid all this autoimmune diseases, and to really, my wish for everybody is to go beyond just avoiding illness, but to really feel bliss, the bliss of being well, aging, like going into your old age, feeling really well. There's nothing that should stop people from water skiing at the age of 90, or downhill skiing at the age of 90 if you do everything well. But you have to know all the ways, and this is what we need to do here at the bridge, or what we do at the bridge, and to make sure that everybody transforms properly.
We still have people coming for just doing 1 hour and going to home and doing nothing, or just continuing doing the same life they're living in, and then thinking that 1 hour in their life would change their life.
Yeah.
It's still a shift in their life, but you need to work on those 24 hours in your day that you are to change something in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for saying this, because we're still somewhat perceived as a gym, and that's sad. Granted, we have the best gym in the country, if not in the region. We have the most advanced machinery, very comprehensive offering of classes. We have unbelievable staff, all well qualified. But really what people need to be conscious of is that the bridge is not made only for the disciplined people. Okay, we've done this. I always say it's a gentle approach to even moving. Okay, we want people to just show out, turn up. If you don't have a high energy level today, it's fine. Go on the running track and just walk. If you don't even have the energy for walking, go down, grab a beautiful, like a wonderful smoothie, or a beautiful healthy shot. Join the happy hour at our anti-bar, the juice bar. Engage with others. Just get out of the typical thing you do every day, and engage into this new shift, into the new paradigm. You need to come and find out what this place is all about.
That's awesome, to be honest, because you just replied to one question I want to ask. It's what is a tip or a strategy that somebody can do in his life to start building those habits? And you just replied.
Yeah, a first step. I forgot that Japan has a beautiful term for this, and it literally means baby steps. Whatever you're going to do, 1,000 journey starts with one step, and this is what we're telling everybody. In fact, my hope is, and I wanted to give you some statistics, in the UAE, Dubai stats, 6% of the population are members at one gym or another. So they have 6% penetration to gyms. My target is the 94% in the UAE. Okay, these people have pains, they're struggling. There is some people who are struggling with depression, other people are struggling with obesity, and we know the numbers in the EU, they're fairly high. I don't want to talk about the 40 and 45 percentages. You can read about them, they're all over Google. But I'm appealing to those people to just entrust the bridge to be able to do something really, really good for them and transform them. Now, we're not a magic pill. It's not something that's going to happen in 1 week or 1 month or 2 months. This is a lifetime commitment. I guarantee you, in 3 months, you'll start feeling better. In 6 months, you'll start seeing changes. In 1 year, you could be probably a new person. We know today, okay, that we know that even diabetes is very, very high in the UAE. But even type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle. Okay, it's not just food. It's food, exercise, sleep, everything else that I mentioned earlier. But it's lifestyle at the end of the day. Now, I'm not going to talk as a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Of course, you have to consult your own doctor to do the right program for yourself. But I can tell you, and I can quote many doctors today, from Dean Ornish, who's well published in the Lancet Medical Journal and other medical journals, will tell you the same thing I'm saying today. Okay, it's exercise, It's dealing with your stress, whether it's breathing or meditation or yoga. It's eating healthy, organic, keeping away from food that is processed, full of hormones or antibiotics. It's clean food, fresh food, and it's culinary. This is a thing. We made it very tasteful.
An experience.
So it's sustainable, so we're adding the experience, and expand is right next to taste. So you have the beautiful music, you have the beautiful digital art in the environment, you have the communities. So, once you visit and you give this place a chance, it's easily sustainable. It's a place where you want to hang out.
I want to ask you, for people who have the all or nothing mentality, because you said that developing the tracks was based on science, which makes it different than other places. So for people who think that, okay, if I want to lead the perfect, healthy lifestyle, I need to eat organic all the time, I need to train that way, I need to sleep this way, I need to avoid stress and everything. And they feel like it's overwhelming, so they don't do it all together. They're like,
yeah.
Will it make a difference if I replace some of my ingredients at home with organic foods? So what would your answer be like? Would it make a difference to start small and build up on the changes?
Absolutely, but there is something here. Thank you. It's a good question. Very good question, in fact. There are, the 80-20 rule. There is always 20% of something that is making the biggest difference on the remaining 80%. So it's the same applies with us. I can tell you right now, right off the bat, if you're not getting 8+ hours of sleep, you're not doing yourself any service.
Yeah.
You can be exercising and eating 100% organic food, but if you're getting 4 hours or 5 hours sleep every night, you're killing yourself, literally. So I would start with the most critical. And obviously here we constantly talk about this every day and how we should advise our members, get your sleep. That's number one, okay? Yeah. Stress is number one killer. So learn how to deal with stress. So learn how to breathe. If you're overwhelmed during the day, something that agitates you, start learning how to breathe. There is a 5-minute exercise that can get you out of this stress and away from the cortisol buildup that will kill you. So that's strategy number 2. 3, eat well. Okay, start shifting slowly. I'm not asking people that are, let's say, eating primarily meat diet to shift into vegan overnight. Setting short steps, short goals. Like, right now I want to lessen my meat intake. Let's say from half of my meals are meat. Okay, let's make them 40%, and then let's slowly kill the sugar out of your diet, which is you can add more information being a dietitianist than me, but we know sugar is a killer. It's the cause beyond most autoimmune disease, or excess of it is the reason. So baby steps from priority down, slowly adopting. It could be like one strategy every 2 weeks.
Exactly.
And until you excel, you practice it, you do it well, you monitor it, and you shift.
Yeah, this is what we do here, right?
Takes time.
Yeah, we personalize the experience for our members. We listen to them, we care about their health, and we want to help them. We cannot compare each other. We cannot compare between one member and the other, and what works for this member will work for another member. So this is how we personalize our approach, whether it's through move, through taste, nutrition, through expand, learn, and we really do cater the information that we give to each member. It's really catered to their needs.
Absolutely. I mean, I know, Steve, with you, you have people who come here who are actually advanced athletes. So obviously you have a lot of offering for them as well, but you are probably giving them more advice to pay more attention to distressing, to jump to other tracks, to go and speak to Miriam in nutrition, or to engage in the community, build friendship and be immersed within, the love. So everybody will be, most people are strong in some areas, weaker in other areas, and our job here is to make sure everybody lives a more balanced life.
So now at the bridge, what do you think is the next step for us to go with this Ramadan?
Yeah, it's actually great that we are in Ramadan, because the drivers behind what we do in Ramadan is very much part of also the philosophy, the bridge. Fasting is about purifying the body. Okay, you're giving your organs the chance to when you fast, and we know that intermittent fasting and other types of fasting, there is a variety of fasting protocols out there. Give the body to the opportunity to cleanse itself, the liver to cleanse itself. It's called autophagy, where it gets rid of toxins, but also gets rid of the dead cells, and so on. So it's purifying the body on a physical level, but also on a psychological level, or let's say the spiritual level. You're also you're pausing, you're relaxing, you're being kinder to yourself and others, which is in reality it's one powerful way to de-stress. If you're just kinder to yourself and kinder to others, and that prevails in the community, which what we do at Expand, that in itself is also healing. So there are a lot of beautiful lessons in Ramadan and other religions that actually adopt fasting and everything attached to fasting. That also part of the bridge philosophy. So yeah, it's a great month to make our community aware of and get them engaged into what we do also during Ramadan.
And I think all our 7 tracks are right there, preparing everything to be in that right way to cleanse and detox. Okay.
Yeah, but I want to add something for Miriam, because Miriam and I were talking about this only yesterday. But it's great to come to terms with things that we do wrong during Ramadan, okay, as a community. For example, there is a belief amongst most people that when you fast, and then you break your fast, you need to quickly catch up on your sugar intake. And so sweets and desserts become something huge in Ramadan. You're not doing yourself any favor. So here you have to slow down and give yourself, have a sweet. It's not you should not have a sweet, but and there are all, at the bridge we give you sweets that don't have refined sugar in them, and you'll be just as satisfied.
Exactly.
And you don't have to overdo it. It's guilt-free. You can have some desserts
and still enjoy it.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're not gonna spoil and give everything today to our listeners. We will be tackling the topic of fasting and the benefits of it, and give more tips for everyone out there.
Great.
Next episode, right?
Yeah.
So
Episodes to come.
yeah, more episodes to come, of course. So if we were to ask you about one healthy habit that you think, you believe, that made the biggest impact on your life.
For me,
I can narrow it down to one.
I have to say, it's very personal, because I told you earlier, I had a case, an infection in my colon, which is a diverticulitis. And when I was in Switzerland, I learned very quickly, and we're fortunate, our bodies are so resilient, that the lining inside the colon replaces itself every 2 to 3 weeks. And all I had to do is stop injuring myself. Okay, so and I was injuring myself through food, wrong habits of food. So I shifted, for just simply the 3 weeks to mostly high fiber diet, mostly greens, vegan. I cut all the sugars, I cut all the dairy, and the meat for the most part. I was allowed 1 meal fish a week, but sure enough, I stopped the bleeding. My lining completely healed. Typically in mainstream medicine, I was scheduled for surgery. I was supposed to be cutting that segment in the colon, and since it takes much longer to heal actually than the 3 weeks, but my bleeding stopped. I was completely healed in 3 weeks by just following a diet. Now, of course, I did some natural chelation when I was there I was low on some vitamins and minerals and trace elements, so I got some infusions, but also got some metals out of my body. I had some high levels of aluminum that were not directly related to my colon, but to my overall immune system. So it speeded, the healing was made faster. So what I did, what I took from that lesson is the juicing part. Okay, which I keep doing now. You'll always find blueberries in my fridge. You'll always find a bit of mango, because mango delivers very well the benefits of the berries deep into the cells. I add things into the smoothie from things from very super foods, from whether it's mushrooms or greens or all kinds of goodies, and I blend that and I try to have one every morning.
Okay.
So that's something I've taken with me, and I think it's making a big difference. In fact, I lost a lot of weight. I like to maintain my weight at this level,
Yeah.
and doing this really helped me out.
I think everybody's, if he starts with one small habit, he can change his
Yeah.
life all around.
Yeah, of course, sleep is another one that.
Yeah.
It's just I mentioned the smoothies because it takes a bit more effort, but
to prepare.
but I'm very cognizant of my sleeping habits as well.
So after listening to that beautiful journey and how Mr. Khalid Nahhas got inspired to open his state-of-the-art facility, I hope and we hope we inspired you to become the healthier version of yourself. Thank you, Mr. Khalid, for being with us. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. Keep moving, pausing, tasting, choosing, seeking, expanding, and learning.
Yeah.
And most importantly, keep the conversation on wellness.
Thank you,
Thank you.
and all the best going forward. I look forward to watching all the podcasts and building this wonderful project.
Thank you all.